Good morning everyone, and welcome to the second episode of my knitting podcast. Thank you so much to all of you that liked and commented my last video. It was so lovely being able to chat to people who enjoy knitting and are interested in knitting. So I was just really overwhelmed, and thank you for those of you who subscribed. If you've not seen one of my videos, my name's Jo, I'm from Birmingham. And I just wanted to create this knitting podcast so that I could build a little bit of a community with fellow knitters. I love watching knitting podcasts from other people, finding out what they're making. Love watching what people have been buying, what yarn they've been purchasing as well. So yeah, I wanted to join in and become part of this lovely community. So grab yourself a hot drink. I've actually got one today. This is the tradition, isn't it? You have to have a nice hot drink before you start talking about your work. I'm going to go through the same sort of format as I went through last week. So I'm going to discuss my finished projects. I've got 2 finished items this week. I have got 2 new cast-ons. I think I've got 2 works in progress, and a lovely scrummy new yarn purchase to show you with some exciting plans for that as well. Before we start, a few people asked if I could sort of tell you about myself. I didn't think anyone would be that interested, but I will tell you. So my name's Jo. I live in Birmingham with my husband and 2 children. I'm a full-time secondary school teacher. I teach computer science in a secondary school in Birmingham, and I've always loved knitting, always loved crochet. I used to actually have an online yarn store, but I decided to kind of put that to the side so that I could have a job with a little bit more of a consistent income. Really, it was very seasonable. I absolutely loved doing that. I used to sell Stylecraft, King Cole. I built my own website and it was absolutely brilliant. I loved it, but it was quite hard work, obviously running your own business, having to do everything, marketing, sales, customer service, orders, all of that. It was very, very challenging. So I worked in a school for a little while, doing administration, and then I finished my degree, and then I did my PGCE, and now I've been teaching for 3 years and I absolutely love it. Love the kids, love the school. It's very challenging, and knitting is very much a kind of relief from that. Come home, my head's very busy from all the stuff that I've been doing all day, and just having that kind of relaxing, oh, I've found a cat, having that relaxing kind of me time knitting really, really helps me unwind from my career. I'll introduce you to this one. They're not very cuddly cats. This is Coco. Say hello, Coco. Hello. I've got 2 cats. That one's Coco. They're cuddly when they decide they want to be cuddly. Coco, who is now trying to climb up the heater, and I've also got another cat, her brother's called Cosmo, and we got them in January as kittens. They are very, very lovely and very, very naughty. We woke up to a dead frog in the living room this morning. They bring us worms. It's just never a dull moment in this house. But yeah, so that's a bit about me, and any questions, just ask below. It's been so lovely chatting to you all. But let's just get straight into it. I'm going to start with what should I do first? Oh, finished objects. We're going to start with finished objects. So, as you can see, I have finished my Celeste sweater by Petite Knit. I absolutely love it. I think I've got the length right. It is blocked absolutely beautifully. It is so, so nice, and I'm really, really proud of it. It's my first big colour work project that I've done. I've done little bits of colour work in the past here and there, but this is the first colour work jumper that I've really made. Really, really recommend it as a pattern for someone if you've never done colour work before. It's really simple to do because every row is no more than 2 colours. I think it's a really nice design that you can have a really fun play with, picking what colours you're going to use. For this one, I decided to use West Yorkshire Spinners Morris yarn, which is so lovely. It's 100% wool, really good quality, but it's also soft. It's not, what's the word? It's not really, really soft. It's still a wool, obviously, so it is kind of quite, I wouldn't say rustic. It's woolly, but it's very soft wool, if that makes sense. Probably not making any sense. I think you'll understand what I mean. So I've written some notes this week so I can tell you what I have, what colours I chose. So this is knit in, the main colour is called You, and the kind of contrast colours are called Chrysanthemum, which is like this pale kind of terracotta. Then we've got pomegranate, which is the kind of maroon colour, rhubarb, which is the darker terracotta here, and then linseed, which is the beige. Not 100% happy with my colour placements. I think I would have liked more beige and maybe less of the kind of pale pomegranate colour, because I think it looks it doesn't look as pretty next to the other colours as it does on its own. But I do really like how it's turned out, and I do think with these things kind of you can get away with whatever, can't you? So this is the wool I've got left. I have got a little bit of green left as well. So this is the pomegranate colour. It's a lovely maroon. This is the rhubarb. I absolutely love this colour. I'd definitely make a jumper in that colour. I think it's really a lovely colour. And then this is chrysanthemum, which again is stunning. It's a really nice, it's almost like a rusty pinky colour. Really, really pretty. And then this is the linseed, which is like a lovely beige. So I used 7 balls of the yew, and that's what I've got left of 1 ball of each colour. So it uses probably half a ball of each colour. It's 50-gram balls, and those were £6.50 each. So I weighed my jumper to work out how much I used, because I couldn't remember, and it came to 426 grams, very exact. So if I was to knit this jumper in 1 colour, it would take me 9 balls of wool. So £6.50, so you're looking around £50. But obviously because I've bought more colours of yarn, that puts the price up to kind of 70, which is ridiculous. When you shouldn't think about it really, should you? I mean, I did buy them a little bit at a time as well, which makes it a little bit easier on the purse strings. But I am going to keep this jumper forever. I am going to wear it. Got to think about cost per wear rather than how much it's cost to buy. That's how I justify it to myself anyway. This is was supposed to take over 10, 12 balls, something like that according to the pattern, but I did do it a little bit shorter than recommended. So yeah, really love this jumper, really love this pattern. I've blocked it. So far it's wearing really well. So yeah, really recommend. I hope you all like it too. Let me know beneath in the comments, what colours would you do if you could make this jumper? I've seen some beautiful ones that are made out of like greys and neutrals and navies, and they look fantastic as well. I would definitely knit it again. Moving on then to my next finished item. I have finished my daughter's cat socks, which are going to be a present for her for Christmas. Let's get those. I've still got a cat over here, she's exploring. So the cat socks. So this was a basic vanilla sock pattern that I spoke about last episode, and they are now complete. How beautiful are those? I'm so proud of these. Okay, so they've got the cat along the top, and they've got some flowers, a little zigzag. These are supposed to be mushrooms. Contrast ribbon at the top, heel and toe. So these were made just using a heel flap and gusset construction on the heel, and then you reduce back around here. They were knit on 2.5mm circular needles. They're on the big size side, so they'll kind of, I think I did 72 stitches so that I could get the right number of stitches for the cats to go on there, because the cats take up 12 stitches, and I thought 60 was going to be too small. These will be perfect for kind of wearing around the house, to bed, over normal socks if she wants to, under her boots if she wants to when she's going out. So yeah, she's 15, she's not a small child, but she's really loves cats, so she'll love these. They are a surprise. She has sat next to me when I've been knitting them, and I've kind of looked at her as if to say, you're going to notice what I'm knitting, but she pays no attention, so it's absolutely fine. They take no interest in my knitting unless they want something knitting. So yeah, I've managed to knit them. Whether she's noticed and she's pretending she hasn't noticed, I'm not sure. But really happy with these. So the patterns were from the Doodle Knit Directory, so really recommend that book. It's a great starting place if you want to do some colour work. So those are those socks. They're knitted in West Yorkshire Spinners signature 4-ply, which is their main sock yarn, and then there's some Isager sock yarn as well for the pale yellow and the pink. Really like the Isager yarn. The West Yorkshire Spinners is brilliant as well, but it's a bit thinner, but great value. So those are those socks, and hopefully she will love them as much as I do. Next up, what have we got? So those are my only finished objects. I really want to show you the cat because she's just asleep in the cutest place. Have a look at this. I mean, is that not the cutest thing ever? You're a little bit in the way there, Coco. Okay, so first whip is one that I was working on last time. I had planned on getting this finished sooner, but it's still not done. It will be done by the next video. So this is my daughter's Monday sweater that I'm knitting her. Another pattern by Petite Knit. We have the body and one sleeve completed, and we are about halfway down the other sleeve as well. I absolutely love this jumper. I love the combination of this pattern with this yarn. This is Drops. I always think it's Drop Sky or Drops Air. Drop Sky. Yeah, Drop Sky, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And this is in a dusty peach colour. If you can hear rustling, it's the cat. Really enjoying knitting this. I'm getting to the point, I've been on Sleeve Island for a long time now, but I'm just every day, even though it's boring, I'm telling myself, right, just do 2 inches of sleeve. Do 2 inches. Every inch is about, every 7 stitches is a decrease. So I'm kind of trying to do 2 decreases a day. So about halfway down the sleeve. So hopefully I can get this finished this weekend for her. It's lovely and soft. It's really, really lightweight as well. So that'll be lovely for chucking on with some jeans. I love the decreases down here as well. I think they look really pretty. Okay. So that is her Monday sweater that I am knitting, and hopefully that will be finished soon. Next up, we will do a new cast on. So this is a new cast on. I've got 2 new cast ons. So this one, you may remember that I talked about this. It's a Boucle yarn that I got last video. I got this in a Yarn Story, which is a shop in Bath, which is absolutely gorgeous. Definitely recommend you having a look if you're ever in that area. I thought this would be a pain to knit with because it's very kind of, it's boucle yarn, so it's very, that's not going to focus, but it's very kind of like, how do you describe it, fluffy. It's got lots of loops coming off it. I thought it would get really tangled. I thought it would be hard to knit with, but it's actually really nice. So I'm holding this double, and I'm knitting, I think it's Beanie number 2 by My Favourite Things Knitwear. It is knitting up absolutely gorgeous, and while I've been knitting this, I've been thinking how lovely it would also be as a headband, because it's really, really warm. So if you ever wanted, you could probably do it in one ball as well. So if you ever wanted like a nice fluffy warm headband, this is absolutely gorgeous. So I'm holding this double, and I've got to get to 20 centimeters before I fold it. So we've got the rim, and then you kind of turn it around and carry on knitting, so it will be on the right side. I think I'm on at about probably 12 centimeters. It's coming more brown on the camera, but it's like a burgundy brown, like a really warm burgundy chocolate colour. It is really, really nice, not itchy at all, just really lovely and thick and fluffy. So I'm really enjoying knitting that. And I'm knitting it on, these are my favourite needles. These are, why can't I remember anything? I'll put it on the screen anyway. But they're circular knitting needles, but they're a little bit too big. So what I'm doing, I saw this technique where it's like a magic loop, but you don't do it straight across. You're still knitting the round, and then the loop travels round, and then when you get to the front again, you just pull it through. But that's really useful. So any size needles you've got, if they're just a bit too big, you can just have a loop and just continue to knit around, which makes great sense. I don't know why I never thought of doing that before. Next whip. Last week I showed you, I'm trying not to fall off my chair. Last week I showed you this yarn by Madrigal yarns, which is absolutely gorgeous. Really, really nice, soft sock yarn, inspired by the Dynasty programme, and this shade is called Blake. And it was a 75-gram ball of the stripe, and it comes with a contrast colour, like a lovely rusty orange contrast colour, and it's self-striping, and I got this from the Stafford Wool Show, and I'm obsessed, absolutely obsessed. And I've discovered knitting 2 socks at a time makes it go so much quicker. So this is what it looks like so far. So this is going to be a present for my sister. So we've got the contrast on the ribbing, I've done a 2x2 rib there, and then it just knits. The stripes are cast on 60. The owner said to do 60 stitches, but I actually did 64, and it still worked really well with the stripes. Okay, so I'm knitting basically 2 sets of needles. I've split the yarn in half, and it does go loads quicker. This one I've got a little bit further with. I've actually done the heel, and I'm so proud of myself because I learned a new technique. I think you're always learning as a knitter, new techniques, new ways of doing things, and it's loads better. It's really, really quick to do. When you do some of you will know this anyway, but when you knit a heel flap and gusset heel, you knit the heel flap, the bit across the back, this bit, and then you knit this part here, and then you're left with loads of stitches extra, so you have to decrease, which is brilliant. It gives you a more roomy sock. But with this one, you literally knit, it's like a toe. You knit one part of the heel, you come back and knit the other part of the heel, and then you've still got exactly the same number of stitches, so you don't have to do all the decreases. And this is looking absolutely gorgeous, so I'm really enjoying doing this. I've still got a cat who is trying to get in the scene, and he's about to knock my camera over. What are you doing? No, it's not a good idea. Give me 1 second. Dude, look, who's that up there? You are not being helpful. What did they say? Don't work with animals. Okay, she's behind me now, so hopefully no more disruptions. So that is my second whip. I've got one more plan to talk to you about today, and I've hand dyed some more yarn. I think if you look at my last episode, if you watched the last episode, I had a jumper that I'd made. I wasn't happy with the colour, and I dyed it. It was like a pale pink, and I dyed it a nice blue. I've also dyed some more yarn. Okay, so I've dyed, believe it or not, these were dyed the same colour, but they've come out slightly different. Let me find the other ball. Okay, so I've dyed some 4-ply normal sock yarn. So this is a mixture of merino, 75% merino and 25% nylon. And then I've also dyed some Surrey silk yarn as well. Absolute chaos. These were dyed the same colour, but it's picked up the maroon more on this, but when you knit them together it looks really nice. So let me show you how these have knit up, because I'm going to make like a really grungy jumper. So these two held together on 5mm needles have knit up. It's quite kind of light fabric. You can see the window behind there. So they've knit up like a maroon, but I'm going to try and hold it close. Like a maroon, and kind of with bits of lilac in there and bits of bright purple. So my aim is to try and make a kind of grungy jumper, and because the shades are very slightly different that I've dyed in different batches, so this is more of a blue and this is more of a kind of pinky purple, and this one has come out quite a bit darker than this one, so I'm going to kind of do, thinking big wide stripes, so there's a slight shift in colour, and I want to make kind of like a green, I don't know how to describe it, quite like a punky jumper with big stripes. I'll put some inspiration up here. I had a look, I kind of had the idea in my head, and then I looked on Pinterest to kind of find a picture that was similar, and I found this jumper from All Saints, which I think is about the kind of style that I'm looking for. So I'm going to try and just kind of knit that from patterns that I've got. I just want like a folded collar, big stripes. I'm not sure on the shoulder construct. I think I'm probably going to do a drop shoulder, because I think that would look best with the big stripes. So watch this space. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but I'm really happy with the material that I've got from knitting those two together. I want it to be quite a quick knit, something I can shove over a t-shirt with jeans. So yeah, so that is the plan. What haven't I talked about? Okay, last things to go over with you are my acquisitions and my purchases. So I've decided, I really loved knitting these colourwork socks, and I've decided I want to try making my own. Like I did this, what colour part of the colour chart did I do for this? I kind of did the zigzag part for this myself. I drew it out myself. So I've decided I want to try drawing my own colour chart and knitting a sock. And I also wanted to try Cascade Heritage sock wool because I've heard lots of things about it being really soft. So I thought I would buy a few balls. I needed some white anyway to do my gingerbread man socks. I want to have a white panel in there with gingerbread man going across. So I bought some white because I needed the white panel anyway. And then I bought 3 other colours. So this is Cascade Yarns Heritage, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. But I don't understand. This is so soft. Honestly, you could make a t-shirt in this. It's really, really soft. It's almost like too soft for socks. I can't imagine that this is gonna wear very well, but we'll see. Give it a go. The reason I wanted to try this is because the colours, there's tons of colours. You get, are these 100-gram balls? 100 grams is about £8, which isn't too bad sock wise because you can knit a pair of socks out of 100 grams. So for £8, that's not too bad. And I'm hoping that with the colours that I've bought, I can knit lots of different types of socks, knit some presents, things like that. So I bought a black and white. It just says colour number. I do think they have shade names, but I bought a black and a white. I'll put the shade names below if they've got them. This one is, it says colour 5763. I think it was called agate or something like that. So it's a lovely kind of turquoise, greeny blue. And then I bought this, which is called avocado, which I absolutely love this colour. It's like a kind of apple green, quite limey. And then I bought this lavender colour. So I'm going to try and do some kind of modern looking colourwork socks. I can hold all these together. I just think those colours together will be really nice. I've kind of got a couple of colour charts drawn up, but I'm going to kind of experiment as I go. Hopefully I'll be able to show you some of those, how they're getting on next video in about 2 weeks' time. I've recorded this video really early in the morning just because I wanted to get the light and I'm going out and things like that. So I apologise if I've not been very clear. I am 40, so I am getting to that age where I can't string a sentence together. But I hope you've enjoyed it. As I said before, I've really enjoyed chatting to you all in the comments. So please leave a comment. Let me know what you're working on. I love watching your videos as well. So if you've got a channel, please post a link to your videos below so I can watch those. I love sitting, nothing I love more than sitting on the sofa with a coffee or sometimes a glass of wine, watching YouTube knitting vlogs and just knitting. I love it. It's my cozy happy time. So really excited for those projects. Can't wait to share with you what I'm doing over the next couple of weeks. And thank you for watching. Hope you have a lovely, relaxing and happy weekend. Take care.